All right, boys and girls. Now I know you all like Pete the Cat, so I have a small little Pete the Cat book here that I got from Miss Powell's class. It's a funny little book. It's called Pete the Cat's Got Class. Since our last book was about a dog, we're going to have a book about Pete the Cat by James Dean. Pete the Cat's Got Class. That's our title page. And they're in the classroom doing math. It's math time, says Pete's teacher, Mr. G. Pete the cat loves math. He loves how the numbers work together. Good for Pete the cat. If I add 3 red blocks and 4 yellow blocks together, how many blocks do we have in all, says Mr. G. Pete raises his hand. 3 plus 4 equals 7. Very good, says Mr. G. Ooh, look at they're like little blocks like we have at school. Mr. G asks the class a subtraction question. That means taking away. If I take 2 blocks away from 7 blocks, how many blocks will I have left? Pete raises his hand, but the teacher calls on Tom. 9, says Tom. Pete feels bad for Tom. Tom is super smart. He can name all the dinosaurs. He just has trouble with math. Pete has an idea. He will help Tom become awesome at math. Helping is cool. On the bus home from school, Pete sits next to Tom. Do you want to come over to play? Tom asks. I got some cool new race cars for my birthday. Awesome, says Pete. We can do our math homework, and then we can race the cars. I hate math, says Tom. You don't hate math, Pete tells him. You just don't love it yet. I think Pete's got an idea. Pete sets up some blocks. If I had 5 blue blocks and 3 orange blocks together, how many blocks will I have in all? This is boring, says Tom. Can we play with my race cars? This gives Pete a great idea. Sure we can, he says. Pete lines up some race cars. Miss Powell's done this in her class too. If 5 red cars are going to the racetrack and 5 yellow cars are going to the car wash, how many cars are on the road, he asks. Easy, says Tom. 10 cars. Like a traffic jam. Now what if 2 of the cars stayed home, Pete says. How many cars would be left? Says Tom. Studying the lineup, 8 cars. Right, says Pete. See, I told you math is awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pete quizzes Tom on math problems one after the next. 4 cars minus 1, 3, says Tom. 8 cars plus 7, says Pete. 15, says Tom. I can't believe it. I'm doing math. I'm loving it. Pete and Tom do their homework. Let me know if you need my help, says Pete. Thanks, says Tom, but I know what I'm doing now. The next day, Pete hands in his math homework, and Tom does too. They're handing it to their teacher, Mr. G. After lunch, the teacher passes back their assignment. Pete and Tom got one wrong. I'd like to see you 2 after class, Mr. G says. You both know not to copy someone else's homework, says Mr. G. We didn't copy, says Pete. You both got the exact same answer wrong, Mr. G tells them. Very interesting. How can we prove that we got the answers on our own, says Tom. I know, Pete tells him. Bring your race cars to school tomorrow. Why? Tom asks. You'll see, says Pete with a smile. The next day, Pete and Tom get to school early. What are all the race cars for? Asked Mr. G. To show you how Tom got to be so good at math, says Pete. Give Tom a math problem, Pete says. Any math problem. I'll get it right, says Tom, without Pete's help. Mr. G Mr. G gives Tom one math problem after another, and Tom uses the race cars to get it all right. Wow, says Mr. G. I am impressed. That means his teacher was very happy with his work. Pete helped me by making math fun, says Tom. I think that's something we can all learn from Pete, Mr. G says. Yes, he did make it fun. That Pete the cat. Take it from Pete, math is neat. Yes, he made math fun for his friend Tom, didn't he? Made it fun. That was a lot. That was a good little Pete the cat book. Pete's the Cat's Got Class. See you next time, boys and girls.